Lee Grant is a celebrated American stage, film and television actress, and film director. From 1952 through 1964 she was blacklisted from radio, film, and most television work, but continued working sporadically in the theater during this time. She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her performance as Felicia Karpf in Shampoo. At the age of 25 she won the Best Actress Award at the 1952 Cannes Film Festival for her role as the shoplifter in the 1951 film version of Detective Story. She won the 1964 Obie Award for Distinguished Performance by an Actress for her performance as Solange in Genet's The Maids. She has been nominated for the Emmy Award 7 times between 1966 through 1993, winning twice. As a documentary filmmaker, she received the 1986 Directors Guild of America Award, as well as the 1986 Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. Early life: Lee Grant was born Lyova Haskell Rosenthal on October 31 in Manhattan, the only child of Wisher, an actress and teacher, and Abraham W. Rosenthal, a realtor and educator. Her father was born in New York, to Polish Jewish immigrants, and her mother was a Russian Jewish immigrant. The family resided at 706 Riverside Drive in the Hamilton Heights area of Manhattan. Her year of birth has been disputed, with sourcing citing 1925, 1926, 1927 and 1929. Robert Vaughan's Only Victims, a study of show business blacklisting states that during her testimony, when she was questioned about her birth date, Grant had answered 1926. However, both the 1930 and 1940 censuses both indicate 1925. She debuted in a show at the Metropolitan Opera, and later joined the American Ballet as an adolescent. She attended Art Students League of New York, Juilliard School of Music, the High School of Music and Art, and George Washington High School, all in New York City. Grant graduated from high school at the age of 14, receiving a scholarship to the neighborhood Playhouse School of the Theater, and studied under Sanford Meisner. She subsequently enrolled in Actors Studio in New York. Career: Grant established herself as a dramatic method actress on and off Broadway, earning praise for her role as a shoplifter in Detective Story, in 1949. She made her film debut 2 years later in the film version, receiving her first Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress nomination, and winning the Best Actress Award at the Cannes Film Festival. She was a regular on the CBS soap opera, Search for Tomorrow in the early 1950s. In 1951 she gave an impassioned eulogy at the memorial service for actor J. Edward Bromberg, whose early death, she implied, was caused by the stress of being called before House Committee on Un-American Activities. After her eulogy was published, she was summoned by the same committee to testify against her husband, playwright Arnold Minoff, but refused. As a result, for the next 12 years, from the age of 24 to 36, her prime years, she was blacklisted and unable to work in either television or movies. Composer Burt Bacharach, calling Grant a brilliant actress, says that she suffered for her political beliefs for a long time because that was such a terrible period in the history of our country. By the time Grant's name was finally removed from the blacklist in the early 1960s, she had since been divorced, remarried, and now had a young daughter, Dinah. Grant immediately tried to re-establish her television and movie career. In her autobiography, she writes, "Dinah was my grail, my constant. Nothing and no one could get between us. Dinah and my need to support her financially, morally, viscerally, and my rage at those who had taken 12 working, acting years from my life, were what motivated me." Grant's first major achievement, after House Committee on Un-American Activities officially cleared her, was in the 1960s television series Peyton Place, as Stella Chernak, for which she won an Emmy in 1966. In 1967, Grant appeared in an episode of Mission Impossible, portraying the wife of a U.S. diplomat who goes undercover to discredit a rogue diplomat. That same year she played the distraught widow of the murder victim in the Oscar-winning In the Heat of the Night. She received subsequent Academy Award nominations for the dramas The Landlord and Voyage of the Damned. Her acting range extended into comedy equally well, notably in several roles as an overbearing mother. In Plaza Suite, a comedy directed by Arthur Hiller and written by Neil Simon, she played the harassed mother of a bride, with Walter Matthau as the father. A film was followed by another comedy role as the mother in Portnoy's Complaint. She won an Oscar for the comedy Shampoo, for Best Supporting Actress. The film received mixed reviews but was considered Columbia's biggest hit in the studio's 50-year history. Actor Bruce Dern, who played alongside her in The Big Town, recalls working with her. "Lee Grant is a fabulous actress. Anytime she works, it's a blessing you have her in your movie." Grant is the only Hollywood actress of her generation to successfully move into directing. She directed the stage play, The Stronger in 1976, written by August Strindberg. In 1980 she directed her first film, Tell Me a Riddle, a story about an aging Jewish couple. She also directed several documentary films, including Down and Out in America, which won the Academy Award for Documentary Feature. That same year she directed Nobody's Child, a TV movie starring Marlo Thomas about a woman confined to a mental institution for 20 years. For her direction, Grant became the first female director to win the Directors Guild of America Award. In recent years she directed a series of intimate portrait episodes for Lifetime Television, that celebrated a diverse range of accomplished women. Admiring her directing and acting skill, actress Sissy Spacek agreed to act in Hard Promises only to work with Grant, although Grant was later replaced as its director. In March 1971, Grant appeared in the Columbo episode Ransom for a Dead Man, and was nominated for an Emmy as Outstanding Lead Actress, Miniseries or a Movie. Having been nominated for 2 performances in the same acting category, she received the award for her other Emmy-nominated performance in the television film, The Neon Ceiling. The only other nominee was Colleen Dewhurst. In Grant's acceptance speech, she wryly noted, "I must thank Colleen Dewhurst since it takes 2 of me to equal 1 of her." During the 1975-76 television season, she starred in the NBC sitcom Faye, which, to her chagrin, was cancelled after 8 episodes. She made a guest appearance on Empty Nest, in which her daughter Dinah Minogue co-starred. In 1988, she was awarded the Women in Film Crystal Award for Outstanding Women who, through their endurance and the excellence of their work, have helped to expand the role of women within the entertainment industry. In 1992, she played Dora Cohn, the mother of Roy Cohn, in the biographical made-for-TV film Citizen Cohn, which garnered her yet another Primetime Emmy Award nomination. In 2001, Lee Grant portrayed Louise Bonner in David Lynch's critically acclaimed Mulholland Drive. From 2004-07, Carlin Glynn, Stephen Lang, and Grant served as co-artistic directors for the Actors Studio. In 2013, she returned to the stage, after a nearly 40-year absence, to star in The Gin Game, part of a benefit for improvement programs at the Island Music Guild. Grant played Fonzie Dorsey opposite Frank Buxton as Weller Martin. Her daughter Dinah Minogue directed the production. Filmography, actress, director, references. Further reading, Grant, Lee. I Said Yes to Everything, a memoir. Blue Rider Press. PA 466. Asina BOOG 3L7WOMA, external links, Lee Grant at the Internet Off-Broadway Database, Lee Grant at the University of Wisconsin's Actors Studio Audio Collection, Lee Grant interview video at the Archive of American Television, Lee Grant interviewed by Scott Feinberg on YouTube, Lee Grant on Valley of the Dolls, being on the Hollywood blacklist, and more on YouTube, Lee Grant winning an Oscar, a registered trademark for Shampoo on YouTube.